My name is Quentin D'Souza. I am the Chief Education Officer of the Durham Real Estate Investment Club. You're watching Real Deal Renos. This is a series of videos showing real estate investors in the local area how they're investing in real estate, what type of renovations they're doing, and how they're able to make cash flow. And you can do it too. All right. Thank you, Chris, for inviting us out to this Real Reno. You obviously are, at the final stages here of this particular project.
Right.
Maybe you could introduce yourself and let everybody know who you are and what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Chris Chavette. I'm a real estate investor in the Durham region. I focus mainly on buy, fix, refi, rent, which is a strategy that I learned from you a number of years ago now. That's really taking the best of a flip and the best of a buy and hold and putting them together. Right. So that's a great strategy. We also do rent to own, and we do some flips as well.
Excellent. Yeah. Great. And so this is a vertical duplex. We'll take a look around afterwards, but what in particular attracted you to this area? Why did you decide here versus somewhere else in Durham?
Yeah. So when we look at a market, we usually look at what are the city planners doing, right? Are they doing transportation and constructional improvements? Is there big development following those improvements?
Right.
And we love this area for that because the 407 is just to the north, right? The existing 401 is just to the south.
Right.
And we've also got the proposed GO train station just to the west of us.
Excellent.
So just within 800 meters, that GO train station is proposed to be there. So lots of really good transportation infrastructural improvements happening and existing. And then in terms of big development, we look at the Oshawa Center improvements, so $230 million improvements there. We look at the Costco Center, all the improvements happening. So a real state of transformation, we think, in this area. And from a strategic investing standpoint, that's excellent, right? We'll see appreciation and good returns over the long term.
Excellent. And the location itself has a lot of those features that you're looking for. What do you think your tenant profile is of this particular area?
Yeah, so I think that's probably, we've got two units here, a 3-1 and a 2-1. And I think probably in the 3-1, the front unit, the one we're in, is probably a small family, maybe commuting up into Toronto. So they're probably professionals looking for good access to the heart of Toronto and looking for a small kind of 3-1 unit to as a starter.
Okay.
And in the back unit, we've got some educational institutions just to the west of us as well.
Right.
So we might see either a young couple or a couple of students rent out the 2 bedrooms in the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. And could you walk us through some of the numbers? So if this was just a house by itself and you didn't convert it to a duplex, what do you think the rent would be for this particular property?
Yeah, so this property, the way it was, is probably going to rent for around $1,400 per month. Yeah, exactly.
$1,400. And now that you've duplexed it, vertically duplexed it, which is really neat.
Yeah.
What do you think the rents are going to be now for each unit?
Yeah, so we expect to get around $1,300 in the front unit, $1,300 maybe $1,400
plus utilities.
Yes,
excellent. Yeah,
and in the back we'll get $900, maybe $1,000 plus utilities in the back as well. The other unique thing about this property is it's got a detached garage, which we do plan to rent out as well.
Yeah, excellent. What do you think you rent the garage for?
It'll probably go for $100, $150. So all told, we're around $2,400.
$2,400. So you took a property that was only $1,400, and did it cash flow at $1,400?
No, it was either losing a little bit or it was just break even.
And now you've taken that property and without including like vacancy, repairs and maintenance, like property management, if you're self-managing, just the hard costs. What do you think the cash flow number is for this particular property now?
So it's just above, with the 2 units in the garage, it'll be just above $700 a month.
$700 a month, that's great. And can you take us through some of the big numbers, like the purchase price, cost of reno, and then your refi? Because not everybody understands the strategy. So
the buy fix.
If you could just go through some of those numbers. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So we purchased the home for $200,000.
Okay.
So we had 40 into it.
Yeah.
We renovated it for around $70,000.
Yeah.
That's including the complete renovation for the 2 units.
Yeah, legal costs and carrying costs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is all kind of rezone certificates, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And so with the refi, we'll pull out almost 100% of those 2 costs.
Wow. So you're into it for, let's say, about 270, and what do you expect the refi to be at?
So the refi will come through right around 320, 330. We're in the midst of that right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to get your appraisal and go through that process.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's really good. After your, just thinking about numbers-wise, that's almost all of your money, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's going to be an excellent property. It's going to cash flow every month for you.
Yeah, right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate. Excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent. Okay, so those are some of the big numbers of the property. Could you take us on a little tour of the property and take a look around? And just, I noticed that there's a lot of nice woodwork, and you've done a really good job at this renovation.
Oh,
maybe take us a quick, give us a quick peek.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah? Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. So one of the things we loved about the property is all of the original baseboard, all the original trim that came in the front unit.
Yeah.
And so we were able to maintain a lot of that. This hardwood is all original. It came out beautifully.
Yeah. So you just refinished it?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
You sanded it down a couple times, and
you know what? It was in good enough shape that we didn't even have to sand this one down.
Right.
Normally we look for how many times it's been refinished because you only get so much depth out of those big drum sanders when they come in. This one was in great shape. So we bought a product to just kind of clean up the surface,
Right.
and then recoat it, and it came out beautifully.
excellent.
Yeah, so we were able to save some costs.
And the same with the base and the trim?
Exactly. Yeah, all that's original.
All right.
So this is the first bedroom in the front unit.
Okay, front bedroom, right?
Yeah. This is the living room for Unit 1.
Right.
So we've got a space for a flat screen TV and lots of natural light in here. So this will be a great space for people to enjoy kind of just relaxing. And through here, we put in a new kitchen. This was the original kitchen, the original kitchen space, but a completely different layout.
Okay.
So we've got a new kitchen in here, new cabinets. We repositioned the sink under the window. And the way the layout used to be before, there was a door going straight to the back of the house here.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And there was actually another door just behind you,
Okay.
going to another living area.
Wow. So
Yeah.
this is where the vertical split starts to happen.
Exactly.
So you've got the kitchen, and now instead of having a doorway to the other half of the house,
Yeah.
you've blocked that off, and you've fire rated it and made sure that it's separate. That's great.
Exactly.
The kitchen looks good. What kind of flooring did you use on this? Was this vinyl or?
Yeah, so it's a linoleum floor.
Linoleum.
Gives it that tile kind of feel, but it's nice and easy to clean.
Yeah.
No grit to worry about.
Well, you're considering your tenant profile, right?
Right.
And I think that's key. You mean you're considering the location, your tenant profile, and that helps you to spend your dollars more efficiently.
Yeah, it's all about that cost benefit analysis and just about everything you go to purchase, right? Am I going too far? Am I spending too much money and I'm not going to see it back, or is it the right balance, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. All right, let's take a look around the upstairs. How's
Very
that
good.
sound?
Excellent.
So you've you've got a runner on the carpet on the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the carpeting here. What did you do to the upstairs here?
So the upstairs is for lack of a better way to say it, it's grandfathered in. So we didn't structurally change anything here.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to worry too much about headroom. We did a patch and paint. We did new floors. And we did a bunch of rewiring. So
Yeah.
the house was originally knob and tube.
Right.
And so that we pulled all of that out. It's all new electrical. So up here we did a bunch of new electrical as well.
Yeah.
But largely it's patch and paint and redoing things.
And I noticed you got the strobe smoke combinations.
Yeah.
That's typical now with the building code.
Yeah.
So you had to, even though it was existing and grandfathered in, you still had to add these to each of the bedroom units, right?
Exactly, in the common areas as
In
well.
the common areas.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow. So then these get up there in price too. For
They
sure.
do. They do. They add up and they kind of creep up on you a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the other bedroom. And we've got a nice big closet here.
Yeah, more storage area in
Lots
here.
of storage.
Yeah, taking good advantage of all the space.
Let's take a look at the bathroom here. What do we've got done in the bathroom?
Yeah, so this bathroom is the original layout.
Right.
We didn't change any of the walls.
Okay.
And the tub and the tile are actually in the original positions. They're the original tub and tile.
Ah, what color was this tile?
So it was lime green.
Lime green.
Yeah.
All right. So people always wonder, how you can do that and save some money without having to take everything down. And what about the tub?
Tub is actually same thing. It's the original tub, and it was a unique size because it's 70, 80 years old.
Right.
And so bringing in a new tub would have been a bunch of costly changes.
Right.
Yeah. So we were able to spray the tub and the tile, bring it up to look brand new for a fraction of the cost.
What was the color of the tub as well?
It matched the tile, which was lime green. Yeah.
Wow. So this looks great. What can you estimate what the cost was to do the spraying versus actually replacing the tile in the tub?
Yeah. So
what do you think?
The spraying itself was right around $750.
Right.
And replacing the tile in the tub, we would have been upward of $2,500.
Excellent.
To do that. So a lot more cost there.
Right. Yeah. So you're able to make it look great, but still get that savings, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
and the tile was in excellent shape, although it was done really well originally. So that helped us out quite a bit.
Excellent. It looks like you got some new, like a new toilet and vanity in here, some nice modern lighting. So
exactly, yeah. Here's the.
It's a cute room.
Yeah, the third bedroom for Unit 1.
Right.
And it's going to be, for a new family, it's going to be a nursery, or for a starter family, it's going to be an office, whatever they choose.
Right.
It is a little bit smaller, but enough room for a bed and kind of an armoire, a small space to utilize.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, this is the top of Unit 1.
Right.
Can we go into the basement and take a look at the basement of Unit 1?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, great.
All right.
This is the entrance to the basement. So we're just outside of the kitchen, and we're heading down the stairs, right?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, so this is the basement underneath Unit 1. So the original basement for the original building of the property.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I noticed that you've got some drywall here, but not drywall here. Can you explain why you did what you did here?
Yeah, it's all about the fire ratings in between the units.
Right.
So largely, Unit 1 is the original structure, and Unit 2 is the addition in the back of the house. With one exception, we stole one bedroom directly above here to put into Unit 2.
Okay.
Just to make it a two-bedroom.
Okay.
We had extra space in the front and not quite enough in the back, so we stole a little bit of space.
Right.
And so all this drywall is fire rating in between Unit 1 and Unit 2.
Mm-hmm.
So we fire rated the ceiling. This is the mechanical room.
Okay.
All that's fire rated as well.
Right.
And we fire rated the post and beams that support the bedroom of Unit 2.
Okay.
And so the idea being that anything that happens in Unit 1 needs to stay isolated in Unit 1 and can't take down Unit 2.
Right.
So yeah, that's why some of this drywall comes out into the basement, but we haven't drywalled the rest of it yet because it's more storage space than anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you have an electrical panel for both units at the front here.
Yeah. So one panel here, I'll show you.
Okay. And what was the original wiring in this property? Maybe you could share a little bit about that.
Yeah. So it was all knob and tube, 60 amp fuse.
Wow.
First thing we did is we ran a new line in from the street. We took out all the knob and tube from the entire building. And we put in 2 separate meters.
Okay.
So this is actually the new panel for the front unit.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a holder actually coming in from the second meter.
Right.
That just runs straight to the back unit. So they have dedicated 100 amp breakers now.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
And what kind of, changing from knob and tube over to copper is, a bit of a process.
Right.
And I know that lenders have challenges with that, and so does insurance companies. How did you overcome that particular issue?
Yeah, so we worked with a specific insurance company that was excellent to work with. They go a little bit outside of the box and help investors with situations just like this.
Right.
So we were able to get a special product that was specific for bigger renovations like knob and tube and some of the structural things that we did here. And that was a critical piece. We had to get that in place as fast as possible to satisfy the lenders because they don't like knob and tube wiring at all.
Right.
Yeah. So having that in place allowed the lenders to be satisfied. I actually had to get certificate numbers and issue a timeline, and we had to immediately change that knob and tube in order for the whole deal to go through properly.
Wow. Okay. Very interesting. So you were able to get that done, and by doing that, you were able to satisfy your lender and continue on with this project.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent. Yeah.
So this is the second unit. A little bit smaller than the front unit. Again, it's a 2-1 instead of a 3-1.
Right.
So what we're in right now is the common area, the living room and kitchen for Unit 2.
Okay.
And so we've got a new kitchen in here. Because this was a single-family home before, there was no kitchen at all before.
Right.
So we've created an L shape, kind of maximizing some of this natural light. New linoleum, new carpet.
Right.
And we actually, because the space was tight, we actually put the stackable in this same area as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you define the living space? Because having the kitchen here and having the tight living space, you going through the entire process. Did you just come up to the minimum, or were you able to do something a little different? How did that work with this?
Yeah, so it was kind of a unique situation, and it was one of the reasons that attracted us to the property, like we alluded to before, is the unique layout and the addition here in the back of the house. So what we did, as I mentioned earlier, is we took some of the space from the original building and used it as one of the bedrooms. Right. So the original exterior wall used to run through here. Right. And what we did to maximize the space in this kitchen and living room area is take this supporting wall, support the gable above, and put in a couple of LVL beams. Okay. That allowed us to move that supporting wall back, gain a little bit more space in the kitchen and living area, and still maintain our minimums for this area and the bedroom.
Yeah, and everybody's going to ask, so I'm going to ask too, right? Because it's a bedroom and we all have lighting requirements that we need, it seems like you've come up with a unique strategy to address that.
I did, yeah.
So what was it? I mean, I think, anybody who's looking at this can say it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
So can you explain why you did a window facing natural light and then having a bedroom here?
Yeah, absolutely. So just like you said, in order for every bedroom, you have to have some natural light coming in. And for every room. So this kitchen and living room area, you take the square footage of this area, and the size of that window has to either meet or exceed 5% of the square footage of this area. Right. And for a secondary room like this, you have a couple of choices. I could have put a triple glazed exterior window. Right. It would have been triple glazed and fire rated because there's a neighboring property beside us, which would have been expensive. It would have been bricks and lintels and a very expensive window. Or we could do what we did and leverage some of the existing natural light and create an interior window to kind of bring in some of that natural light right into that bedroom. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you put curtains or whatever up to gain the privacy, but then you've met the requirements. That's a unique way of being able to address problems that come up when you're coming up with planning. I think that's great. This is what it's all about right here. I mean, like an example of a window like this is a great learning piece and also problem solving and just getting it done. Right? Yeah, exactly. So very good. So you changed the beam. You've got some living space here. I noticed that you've got the electric baseboard heating as well. Why did you do that? Because I noticed that we had gas in the front unit. Right. So is there a combination? Is this supplemental heating? How does that work? So we wanted to. In order to kind of create two separate units and keep them as separate as possible. Right. Again, we mentioned we have two separate panels. Right. To keep the heat separate, we have a forced air gas in the front, like you mentioned, and we have all baseboard in the back.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, and that way the two units are completely separate. So if these guys like their temperature in the back at 90 degrees and they only want it at 65 in the front, the two can do that and pay their own bills as they go.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah. And so we've got a bathroom up here as well. So we've got this nice looking shower, stand-up shower, and modern sink. Wow.
Yeah, it was all about kind of utilizing the space as best we could back here. Yeah. So this bathroom, there was actually an existing small bathroom here, just a hair bigger than this shower, not much of a two-piece. So we did this built-in shower and redid the layout completely. New vanity, new light fixtures, and new plumbing fixtures as well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at the basement.
Absolutely.
Right, so we've got a vertical split, so the other unit allowed you to go upstairs, and this unit we need to go downstairs.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've got one bedroom.
And another side door here too.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So down here.
That's interesting because the height, right? You know, you just make the height requirements.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm used to it, right? 'Cause
Right.
I measure it off the top of my head. So, I mean, it's very interesting how you've done that. You've got a little bit of, what is this, an extra storage? Or
What we had down here, there was just a little bit of moisture down here.
Yeah.
And so kind of, you know, we're looking at this as a long term. We want to go above and beyond.
Right.
And so what we did is we dug a canal around the perimeter.
Interior weeper?
Exactly. We put in the interior weepers, channeled it into this sump, and the sump will get rid of it if and when there ever is a water issue.
Great.
Yeah, so we're well covered.
That's good. You know, one of the real challenges is when you actually have tenants in a property and, you know, you have that water damage occurring.
Yeah.
You know, it's always a real pain. You know, trying to find tenants a place, you know, dealing with insurance companies,
Exactly.
being able to do that interior weeper really saves you a lot of headache, and it's from a property management perspective for yourself long term, it just makes sense, right?
Yeah, so much easier in the construction phase.
Yeah, that's right.
for
Nothing
sure.
there, it's easy to dig. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, so you get a nice big basement here. You've got a nice big window as well.
Yeah, egress window.
Yeah.
And like you said, this is the bigger of the two bedrooms. And it's a nice space down here. I mean, doing that extra work with managing the water has it nice and clean, and warm and dry down here.
Right.
So it's a great feeling, and then you get some natural light as well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And the units are totally separate anyways, right? So you've
They are.
got, that feeling that this is a unit by itself.
Yeah, exactly.
And what do we have here? Is this...
So this is the second of the two electrical panels.
Ooh, we got a nice little door there. Makes
Yeah.
you feel...
Like there
it's
might
a
be
room.
Yeah, that's right. This is the mechanical room for the second unit.
yeah, right.
Yeah, so this, obviously having 200 amp breakers is more than enough for each unit, so we've got lots of room if we ever want to add anything in there.
Right.
And again, all new updated wiring.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, and you had to have the jumper from the one unit to bring the power to this unit, right? So that you actually have a jumper at the front as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you have any advice for other investors? You know, what kind of tips could you give them when they're doing a project like this?
Yeah, for sure. I think the main thing is to be able to think creatively. Obviously, this house has a bit different layout. And we were able to think creatively and leverage some of that unique layout. If we weren't thinking that way, we might not have seen the opportunity in this place, and we might not have converted it.
Right.
But in combination with that, you got to let the numbers drive you.
Right.
So you don't want to be so creative that you convince yourself it's a good deal when it's not. But be creative as you can and let the numbers dictate whether it's really a good deal or not.
Right.
And the other thing I would say is, work with the city, do your due diligence. Know your codes, right? So do you have enough parking? Do you have enough headroom? Know those things up front so you don't end up making a purchase and finding it after the fact.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to be, you can't, it's very hard to change parking situations when, the lot size is only a certain size and you have a building there.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense. Great tips.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. We've got some really unique features about this property. I think this is definitely a great property. The cash flow numbers are great. The fact that you're going to get almost all of your money out afterwards is awesome. So I'm going to give you a high five. This is great. Thank you very much, Chris, for having us out to see your real deal reno.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
All right.
All right.